Hi guys, welcome all of you to Java language concept series. So finally, here I am starting Java concept series where I am going to cover all the concept right from very basic to the advanced level. So these videos would help people who are absolute beginners having no or little knowledge of Java, and people who know Java or familiar with the Java programming. For them, these videos would help to brush up their Java concept and addition to their knowledge. If you want to work in automation testing, learning Java programming is must. I'm not saying not to learn other languages like C Sharp, Python, Ruby, but as compared to them, there are plenty of opportunities with good packages for Selenium plus Java combination, and there is a big community support as well, right? So you have to learn it and don't use any shortcuts. Learn from the basics. It will take a little longer, but once you become good in Java basic or fundamentals, then learning advanced concept in Java will be an easy task, and it will help you in longer run. Okay, so let's start it now. So in this session one, we will see what is Java, how computer understand the Java, when and who developed the Java language. Then we will see some features and advantages of the Java language, and then we will see a quick information about Selenium plus Java opportunities. Okay, so first thing we will see what is Java. So Java is a computer programming language. Okay, in short, just in one line, if I want to tell, Java is a computer programming language. Okay, so basically, what is language? Okay, then we will understand what is a computer programming language. But first thing is, what is language, right? So currently, I am speaking in English, and you all know English, right? So you will be able to understand what I am trying to say. So like English, we used to speak in different languages like Hindi, Marathi, Telugu. In different countries, we used to speak in Spanish, Portuguese, etc. So language is a medium to convey information, or we can say two or more system can communicate with each other to send, to receive, or to process the data or information. So when we want to communicate with the computers, can we use English language to communicate and do work from the computers? Can you do that? No, right? We cannot say like, hi computer, can you please add 10 plus 5, right? You cannot add because you will not understand this sentence. Or you cannot say like, can you please print this statement on the screen? So computer will not understand this language. So in order to communicate with a computer, we need some language which both human and computers can understand, because communication can only be possible if both systems who are communicating knows that language. So only language that computer can process or execute is a machine language. So it consists of only zeros and ones in binary. So in short, we can say the computer only understand the binary code consisting zeros and one, but it will be hard for human to understand that language. We cannot directly say some sentence in the form of zeros and one, because it will be hard to understand, hard to memorize. So programming languages like Java, uh, in which we write the normal English statements, which are nothing but a set of instructions for the computer to perform any task. So how computer is going to understand and process and execute these English instructions, as it can only understand the machine language. So there must be some way by which we as a human, we will write the code in a form of English, and then at the end, by using some mechanism, we will convert that English instructions into the machine language, so that computer can execute and process them, right? So we use a high level language which can be Java or C++, Python, JavaScript, etc. And then this high level language is converted into the computer understandable machine language, which is also called as object code, or we can say byte code. So how a computer is going to understand these Java instructions, which are just written in the English statements, right? So how it going to understand, process, and execute these? Because it can understand only the machine language, right? So here what we will do, we will write our code. Let's say this is our Java code. Java code written English instructions. Okay. So by using some mechanism, we will convert this code into the machine language. Machine language, so that computer can understand it and it can execute those statements. So let me show you the diagram as well. So as you can see in the diagram, we will write our instruction for performing any task from the computer in Java code, in Java program, and by using some mechanism at the end, we will convert that code into the machine understandable code, which will consist of zeros and one. So we will write those instruction in the form of Java program, like this, for example. So all the Java programs will be saved with a .java extension. Okay, and then we will use the compiler. So this is the thing, this is the second step. So when you create a Java program, we need to compile that Java code. Okay, so after compilation, we will get this .class file. Okay, so you can see this is a sample example of .class file. So you won't be able to understand what exactly it is. If you try to see the content, most of it you don't understand, because this .class file nothing but a bytecode or object code, and that is a not runnable code. You cannot directly run it. So all it depends upon the interpreter availability. Okay, so you can see here interpreter. So interpreter interprets this code as per the platform you want to run on. So your machine can be a Windows machine or Mac machine or Linux, where Java virtual machine is installed. So here JVM comes into the picture. So Java programs can be executed on any platform. That's why we called as Java language is a platform independent. Okay, so Sun Microsystem, they have captioned the Java as write once and read anywhere or execute anywhere. So how computer understand the Java code? So let's say you have written some Java program here, and by using compiler we will compile that program, then we will get the .class file. So that is also a bytecode or object code. And then Java virtual machine, which has the interpreter will interpret this code it in the form of assembly or hexadecimal language file. So that file will consist of the instructions converted into the 0 and 1. So this language computer can understand. This is the machine code, right? So this is how if you want to perform any task from the computer, we will write that code into some high level languages like Java. So we will write that code into Java, and then by using this mechanism at the end, that code will be converted into the bytecode, and then interpreter will interpret it depending upon the platform. It can be Windows, Mac or Linux, and that code will be easily understandable for the machine, and it can now process and execute that code, and we will get the output. So this is how the overall process happens. Okay, so I hope you understand this. You can take the screenshot for this image. Okay, so that will help you to understand and memorize this concept. So next is when and who developed the Java language. Okay, so Java language was developed by the person James Gosling at Sun Microsystems. Okay, so Java was developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystem in 1995. Okay, so Java comes into picture in 1995. So different versions of the Java then released from time to time. So current version, if you say what is the current version? So current version is, I guess it is Java 16, or so we can say that JDK 16, and that is released in released on March 16, 2021. Okay, so in just last month it was released, the Java 16, but mostly used Java version is Java 8. So most popular and mostly used Java version is Java 8. Okay, so now let us look at some features and advantage of this Java language. Okay, so let me show you that diagram as well. So I hope you can see this diagram. So these are the Java features, or we can say the advantages. Okay, so first is Java is simple. That means Java language is simple and easy to learn. So if you have some knowledge about C language or C++ that we usually have in our academics in engineering, so Java language learning will be very easy. So main thing in learning any programming language is building up the logic. So once you become good in building the logic, then you just have to convert that logic into the code. So we just have to convert those instructions in the form of Java code. So that will be very easy. So once you start learning the Java language, you will definitely realize that it's not that hard. It's very easy, easy to learn and easy to implement. Okay, so next feature is object oriented. So Java language is a object oriented. What does that mean? So everything in Java is an object. So we can create multiple objects in Java, and they can store information, and they can exchange information. So it uses object oriented concepts like class, object, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, or encapsulation, etc. So by using all these concepts and putting all these concepts together, that makes Java a very powerful computer programming language. Okay, so that is the very important feature of Java language, that it is a object oriented programming language. So next is platform. So Java is platform independent. Okay, so Java code can be executed on any machine. So just we have seen in the previous diagram that you can write the code in Java, and at the end that Java code is converted into the machine code. Okay, so you will that interpreter will interpret that code depending upon your platform on which you are going to execute the code. So if it is a Windows machine, or it can be Mac or Linux, so only thing we need is Java virtual machine available on that machine. Okay, so that's why we usually say write once and run anywhere for the Java language. So this is the one of the most important feature of the Java language. So next is smart memory allocation. So memory allocation, so this memory allocation in Java automatically done. So Java uses two memories. These memories are divided into the two parts. So one is heap memory and another one is stack. So when you declare a variable, it will be stored either on the stack or heap area, so that we can easily store the information, or if you want to retrieve the information, you can easily restore that whenever you are required. Okay, so that's why it is also one of the feature for the Java language, smart memory allocation. The next is security. So Java language applications are highly secure. Okay, so as just we have seen the Java bytecode, there is a we convert our Java program into the bytecode. So there is a bytecode verifier which verifies the dot class files if there is any illegal code violating the access for the object. Okay, so this will be verified by bytecode verifier. And Java virtual machine which execute this Java program, it will check for viruses and malicious files. So Java code run in sandbox, that is a virtual machine, and Java code do not have any explicit pointers. So that's why we can say Java language is a highly secure language. So that's why we can say security is the one of the best feature provided by the Java language. So next is support for multi-threading. So multi-threading means we can perform multiple tasks simultaneously, or divide a big task into the various threads and run them separately. Okay, so we can have a big task that we can divide into the small tasks, and that we can run in parallel or simultaneously on different threads. Okay, so that is the concept of multi-threading. So that is provided by the Java. And next feature, that is the most important, I will say, as automation engineer, why should we learn the Java language? So if you see the market condition, last 10 years, past 10 years, and in future also, there will be more job opportunities for Java and Selenium combination. So for Selenium plus Java combination, there will be more opportunities, more jobs, more packages, and there will be a good future for you. And there is a big community support on the internet. So if you don't understand, if you stuck somewhere in the Selenium, in the Java, just type that question, type that your query into the Google, and 99% you will get the answer, because that problem or people have already faced, and they got the solution from the Google. So that solution also most of the time help you if you find any issues, or if you find any difficulty in your framework or in your Selenium plus Java. So if you are a beginner, then I will suggest start your journey with learning Java, and then you can learn any other language if you want, like Python, C Sharp, etc. So there is a big community support for Java language and for Selenium on the internet. So you will see there are many solutions available for all the common problems that people face on the internet, and this problem people have already faced, and they how they overcome them, that solution is already available. So most of the problems that can be solved just looking at the community solutions. So if you stuck somewhere in Java, or if you find any difficulties, any problem, then you will definitely find solution to that problem on the internet, because there is a big community support. Okay, so these are some important features and advantage of the Java language. Okay, so we have seen this as well. So Selenium plus Java opportunity, this I already told you, this is the best combination as of now. So if you are a beginner, start learning Selenium with Java. So and there will be lots of opportunities available. So that's all about this session. Initial sessions are going to be a little bit theoretical, but please don't skip them, as they are the base of the Java language. So once you are good in basic, then further advanced concept will be very easy to understand. Okay, so thank you all of you for watching my videos, and I will see you in the next video soon. Till that, take care, keep learning and keep sharing.